You don't want too many carbs to make you fat, but you need enough carbs to fuel your Metcon. What's the right amount of carbs for you? What is the personalized recommendation I have for you doing 4 to 5 watts per week out there that want to look amazing, recomp your bodies, and actually hit PRs? I'm going to go over the breakdown, the timing, the types of carbs, and everything in between on today's episode. But before we get started, 50% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel, so go ahead, take 3 seconds, click that subscribe button so you can get notified every time we come out with another free episode. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to cover is what carbs are useful for. Carbohydrates are our WOD energy. As you guys know, protein is the most important macronutrient if you're consistently doing functional fitness, whether it be high rocks, CrossFit, doesn't matter. However, carbs are our WOD energy, and in my personal opinion, the second most important macronutrient. And so strategically using carbs to your advantage is super, super important. If not, you're either going to feel tired in the middle of your workouts, or you're going to be putting on unwanted body fat and not feeling good about the way you look, actually feeling confident in the way you can perform. Carbs, our WOD energy, they supply us with the immediate action and energy necessary in order to crush our workouts and push long term. Whether the workout's 5 minutes or the workout's 35 minutes, carbs are the main fuel source. Now, how does this work? We eat carbohydrates through our diet. These carbohydrates eventually get broken down into glucose, go into the bloodstream, and primarily fuel our liver, our brain, and our muscles. What happens is our muscles are comprised of something called glycogen. Glycogen is a mixture of carbohydrates stored in the muscle that is used first in any high-intensity activity, which our Metcons are. And so if we have not enough glycogen in our muscles stored, whether it be any muscle on the body, glycogen is stored everywhere. If there's not enough there, in the middle of your workout, you're going to tank. So having enough carbs is super, super important. So that's the benefit of carbohydrates for us. There's a host of other health benefits of carbs, but I want to stick to the body composition and performance side advantages of carbohydrates. Now, in terms of the actual amount, this is what everybody wants to know. And this is my standard recommendation, and you can make adjustments from here. If you work out 1 hour per day, so let's say you go to your box, you do a strength training session or a gymnastics skill, and then a Metcon. 1 hour, that's good. You're doing this 4 to 5 times per week. I recommend 1.5 times your body weight in pounds. So let's break this down. If you weigh 200 pounds and you multiply 200 by 1.5, that equals 300. 300 is the total amount of grams that you need in order to feel efficient in your workouts, not plateau and completely tank halfway through, and actually start looking like you do 4 to 5 watts per week. 1.5 times your body weight is the grams of carbohydrates that you need. This is very, very, very important. Now, if you work out longer, let's say you're a 2-hour person. Let's say you do mayhem bodybuilding plus you do your Metcon with your class and you're there 2 hours. It's going to be 2.5 times your body weight. 3 hours, 3.5 times your body weight. And that's where games athletes that we work with and that are out there that train all day are eating upwards of 600 grams of carbohydrates every single day to fuel properly. So if you're training hard in the gym for 1 hour, you need 1.5 times your body weight. This is the exact recommendation I would make, whether you're a female, male. Specific differences may make a difference depending on the intensity of your training, if you're training for more performance and competitions, and also how much muscle mass you have. So if you're someone that is in a place where you're kind of tired of doing this on your own, you know you need accountability and you want all of your homework done completely for you, there's a link below where you can learn more about what we do here at CBG and if we're a good fit to work together. So click that link, you'll learn more and see if this is the right next step in terms of nutrition coaching to get you where you want to be within the next 60 days and in a lot more of an efficient way. Now, we've gone over what carbs are important for, and we've gone over the amount, but what types of carbs and what's the timing? I'm going to go over it. So number one is the types of carbs. There are several types of carbs. The way I like to decipher different types of carbs is through how fast they digest and absorb and get to where they need to be. So for example, something like honey and Gatorade and juice is basically already sugar. Every single carbohydrate in our body, whether it's broccoli or orange juice, it is eventually going to be sugar. It's going to be glucose and it's going to be converted as such in the body. So there's a spectrum of things that are already sugar and things that need to be broken down into sugar over time. Now, this is usually characterized on the glycemic index. foods that spike your insulin levels higher are higher on the glycemic index. Does that mean we should be afraid of those foods? Absolutely not. Insulin is a hormone that works naturally in the body, and we need insulin. It's very, very important. However, you need to incorporate carbohydrates like this strategically into what you're doing. So high glycemic carbohydrates are things like cherries, fruits, juice, Uncrustables, Pop-Tarts, candy, and this should be strategically incorporated in your diet and at a percentage of 15% or less for optimal health and optimal performance. The other 85% need to come from whole foods, things that are lower on the glycemic index, things like oatmeal, vegetables, sweet potatoes, things that take longer to digest over time. This should be comprised of most of your diet. We do have free trainings and guides on our Instagram. If you want a full list of the type of carbohydrates we recommend, you can DM me the word WOD carbs on Instagram. I'll send you a free training step by step directly back to you. But those are the different types of options that they have. There's so many different things, different breads and pretzels. You have high glycemic index foods like the Gatorade example that I gave earlier, dextrose powder. There are so many host of things that you're going to utilize strategically, which I'll go over here in a minute. And then your other higher glycemic index foods, the potatoes example, the rice, any vegetable, all those things digest much slower and absorb much slower in the body. So let's go over timing. So it's the last thing I want to go over with you guys, and it's the most important, so stay to the end. Timing, it needs to be strategic and it needs to make sense for the life that you live. So overarching theme here is higher glycemic index foods we eat around our workout, directly before, in the middle, which is intra-workout carbs, and post. Your body is going to utilize that energy. And since this is quick available energy because it's already sugar, we want to use it. And so that's why I like to incorporate those carbs around the workout time frame, 30 minutes before, intra-workout carbs, especially for those of you that are working out longer than an hour and really tank in the middle of your workout, and then post. Those are where we want to strategically incorporate those types of carbs. The other carbohydrates, the potatoes, the rice, the breads, the oatmeals, the vegetables, those should be away from our workout window. So as an example, let's say you work out at 12 in the middle of the day, just for simplicity's sake. You're gonna eat those lower glycemic foods in the morning. Then after your morning breakfast meal, you get close to your workout, you're gonna incorporate more glycemic high index foods like the Uncrustables, the Gatorades, white bread and jellies, the juices. Post-workout, same thing. And then later in the day, like late lunch, snacks, and dinner, you're gonna go back to those whole foods, the rices, the oatmeals, all those things. It's about incorporating this stuff strategically. Remember the amount I told you earlier for if working out 1 hour per day, 1.5 grams per pound of body weight is still gonna be the most important thing, but then you can incorporate these carbohydrates strategically over time. If you're doing all this stuff, you're like, man, Justin, this is easy. I'm already eating that many carbs. This is perfect, but I'm still not looking like I do 4 to 5 watts per week. I'm tired of tracking macros. I actually want something done for me that I know is predictably going to work and has worked for thousands of people before. Click the link below in the description. There's a learn more where you can get a better understanding if what we do here at CBG is right for you. Now, it's going to be a high level accountability and the results are guaranteed. So if you're serious about learning what it takes to get to the next level, whether it be your performance or your body composition, so you can feel fully confident in the way you look and the way you perform, click the link and I'll see you guys on the inside. I hope this episode on carbs helped you guys a lot. I'll see you guys for the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch the next video here, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.